Okay, so this is the demo of what a live stream would look like. So I'm going to just start working through this project, and you can, click on this and watch it. This is essentially what will replace a live stream when there's no live stream going in any given category. So I've got a project open, and just to give you a little bit of background, this is going to be a music video for my friend Jonathan's band Rakunk. So for a second here, I'm going to actually switch over, and I'm going to share my entire screen so that you can see everything that's going on here. And in fact, that's probably actually how I'm going to share most of everything. Well, it's infinity screen, so I'm going to minimize this and get that out of the way. So now you should be able to see my entire screen. This is for the band Rakunk. And if you get a second, check them out because they're quite good. This is going to be this Kalalau instrumental that I'm doing the music video for. But they also have this video called this song called Writing with a Knife, as well as a lot of other ones that are really good. And just a little bit of other cross-promotional stuff. This was originally footage that I shot for my friend Kathy's press, Rose Metal Press, where they publish books, and it was for a group of poems called But Our Princess is in Another Castle. So check those out as well when you get a chance. But that's the basic background of this project. So as you can see here, I have set up the project, and I've put the actual live stream behind it so that when a comment does pop up, and hopefully it will, I've got a couple friends that I emailed to say, hey, check this out. When that does pop up, I'll see it right away, and I can give them a comment back or say hello. But that's basically the long and short of it. I'm going to just get started editing now, and we will go from there. I'm just going to double check and make sure that I'm still good in broadcasting and everyone can hear me, and it's all set. Okay, cool. So let's get started. Other thing to keep in mind is that when you do have a stream going, if I unmute this button, I'm going to hear myself talking, which is going to become pretty darn annoying. So I would recommend that you mute yourself if you are live streaming, but keep the comment bar up either on another monitor or just on this monitor behind it, so that people can see what's going on. So I'm just going to start working here, and this will probably take me about an hour, hopefully less, but we'll find out. And I will continue to kind of narrate my thought process, even though in a normal given workday, I would not be talking this much. Obviously, most of us don't. I do talk to myself a bit, but not usually this much. But I'll try and narrate to keep it interesting if you feel like continuing to watch this demo. All right, so here I have all my footage, and I have a temporary timeline set up with all the raw stuff thrown in here. So I'm going to mute this so we don't have extra noise going on. This is my friend Katie's kids. And we shot all this one afternoon a couple years ago, actually now, in this forest near where I'm from. And so we shot a lot of good stuff here. So I think this is going to come together pretty well. Just kind of have to refresh myself on what all it is. In the tree. Looking good. All right, let's get this track into a new timeline, actually. So what I'm going to do here, what I often do with footage, if I'm going to be editing mainly in one composition, I'll just take a file that I'm going to uses the main file format and just drag that into a new sequence icon. And delete that. Drag this up to my sequences folder. Actually, it doesn't want to go to my sequences folder. Give today's date. Drag in my music. So what I really like about this song is that it sort of lends itself to video really well, which is part of the reason why I chose it. It's just very slow moving, which is really neat, and does not require super fast editing. I'm gonna get to a good starting point here. These are just goofing around. See, I remember this being good stuff here. Let's start with this and just see where it goes. This was on my Steadicam, which is not, I'm not the best with it. Kind of like this piece right here where we're kind of coming around the corner. See how this looks with a crosses all the right here. One thing I know a lot of editors do is they edit right on the beat when they're trying to make a feeling of sort of comfort. Oh, hey, look, I got a comment. Thanks. This is actually my brother who was kind enough to answer my email and tune in. Got one class so far. I think he's referring to the overall concept that we're trying to develop here, which is actually very helpful. Thank you, Eric. So let me see what I want to do here. Let's see these guys here. Let's see if this does anything. It may be too long, but we'll give it a try. Yeah, I think we're going to need to change that again. I think one thing that I do that is different from a lot of editors is I review from the beginning a lot, which a lot of people, I think, put together more of a rough cut and then move forward faster, but I tend to go back to the beginning quite a bit. And these are sorted in a weird way, I feel like. Actually, I kind of like that a little bit better. I remember there was a part where she was skipping here, and he's just walking along, which I kind of liked. This was like the perfect day for shooting. I'm gonna try replacing this here. I like it, but I don't like the camera movement that much, but it can go in for the time being. Yeah, something's wrong with that edit. It's like too perfect. I guess that's probably not the best description of it, but something's wrong with it. I can already tell. Maybe it's not so bad. So again, I'm going to go on the downbeat here and just see what that does for me. Yeah, that might actually be good. Let's try it. Maybe not bad. This I might try like some faster cuts now. I like this. I think one advantage of working this way, is it will be, I think, kind of fun to ask for feedback. So, like, Eric, if you're still listening and watching, let me know how you think it's coming along every now and again, I guess. Oh, this is cool. This is actually really good stuff here. I may be spending too much time on preamble here in this sequence. Oops. Trying to get to the middle of that downbeat there. All right, I'm gonna watch it again. Hey, why don't I watch it full screen? Let's see how that goes. Not too bad. Yeah, I actually kind of like the montage nature of this. Kind of feel like we're gonna have to move it along here though a little bit more. Like that cut right in the middle of the action of him kind of running out of control down there. So this will be interesting if I can include this whole sequence of them sort of scoping out the fort here. This kid Tyler cracks me up because he's just like so discombobulated. I mean, he just just like fell down for no reason. That's just kind of part of that stage of his adolescence. He's a funny guy. I usually do like this a lot. Yeah, not the best though. So yeah, just talking a little bit more generally about Watch Me Work. I think if this was like a normal given workday, I probably would not even have my microphone on right now. I would just be working along, and if somebody came into the chat and said hello, then I would probably unmute it and say hi or just answer back in the chat. Yeah, it's not really that. This is good though. Let's see. Circle leg swing. Yeah, so this is a point normally where I'm working through an edit and I'm like, it felt really good when I was making the edits, but now rewatching it again, I'm not liking something, and right now I'm not liking the tone. In that I feel like the tone is like a little bit too playful for what I want this to end up being. So now I'm going to start like going back and making changes here. So I'm going to play around here. I'm going to get rid of one of these clips. I don't know which one yet. I might get rid of this one. And I typically, as Eric can attest to, because we work on projects like this quite a bit, like to have another sequence that I call working, which I learned from working editor, my first editing job. So this is like my palette where I throw extra junk. And I lost it. Did I lose it? I lost it. Oh, that's why. All right, seeing as actually I could really use this extra screen real estate, I'm just going to do that for the time being and check my chats periodically to see if I got any more action there. Like that a bit better. I'd like to find something kind of, we did some shots that were a little weirder, so I'd like to kind of bring that in now. This is kind of cool. I don't know where I found this. Was it an old like Kodak camera that had been burnt, like thrown in the fire? And I just thought it was like a cool, cool little prop. I don't know the best way to show it off though. Try that. Yeah, it doesn't. The edit doesn't work for the whole sequence. This might work though. This was a cool shot we did. Yeah, I like that. Let's play with that. So that could be kind of fun to bring this in here and then make it go out of focus again by the time just we're trying to figure out what the actual thing is we're looking at. Then go to another cutaway of something. It's not bad. Not great though. I think I like the transition, the idea of the transition, but I'm not loving the clip that it's going to. This and the other video I did as a stop motion kind of thing, which I kind of liked. Don't think it's right here though. This is not so bad. So that was actually kind of just a fun, happy accident there. Just watching it, it just kind of cut to that black. To me, it seemed like a really interesting time. So I'm wondering if I can utilize that break in the music somehow by going to something else. I wish I just had like a still without any camera movement cutaway. Ooh, these were kind of cool. This is what I'm thinking here. This was a shot that I was not able to use in the trailer, but I really liked. So let me see what about this. It's upside down, so that doesn't really help too much, but I can maybe use something from here. Like the leaf. That's cool. She moved a little faster. Um, I tend to do my time remapping manually, like in the olden days of 4 years ago, but I've heard good things about the time remapping thing. I just have never started using it. Yeah, that does work. Let's try this. Hmm. So this is, I feel like, a good example of the nature of editing, in that it's easy to get started and gets progressively more difficult as you go on, because now I've started with like some kind of a story and I'm trying to figure out what that story is, as well as keep the edits moving. So let me rethink about this piece here. Hey, John commented it. Do you ever use post effects while editing to work? So that's an interesting question. Yeah, I do use effects sometimes. I've actually not been a super effects heavy editor in most of my work, because most of my work has always been narrative. But I was thinking one of the things I might do was to do like a vignette over most of the video once I'm done with it. So it would be putting like an iris vignette effect on it to kind of give it that old timey thing. I actually don't have a ton of effects in my toolbox that are other than video transitions. But there actually is a lot more in Premiere now than there used to be. So it's an interesting question, because yeah, it's something that I tend to get into a story more than effect type of thought process. So it's actually, that's a really good idea to kind of pull things out and change it up a bit. So yeah, I could maybe get a different effect just by, throwing a black and white or something on here. So thanks, John. That was a very, very good question, and especially at this moment in the edit, because I'm like, where am I going with this? So let me keep playing with it. I actually do. It's got me thinking now, especially because I haven't really played with the all the Illuminati looks, Lumetry looks that come with Premiere now. I think they're trying to get on the Instagram train as far as how easy it is to make things look a little stylized. Now I'm kind of sucked into this idea. So because I have my microphone on here, obviously I'm able to just answer John's question immediately, as long as my microphone is still working, which I think it is. John, did that answer your questions? We'll find out if this actually worked. John, did that answer your question to a satisfying nature? Oh, it did. He said thanks. That's so cool. All right, so I'm going to keep trucking so I can hopefully get this thing done within the next 30 minutes or so. So yeah, that original idea that I had of having that break right at that moment of going to black did not land when I put something in there. And I think it's because the break actually needs to happen like right there. So I don't know if this is a compelling enough clip to watch for this amount of time, but we'll find out. And that was where I was going to do my transition. What? Oh, that's a demo. Oops. This is the one I want. Yeah, I don't really like that now that I see it again. But that does bring up another interesting point about just the site as a whole, is that if you don't have the comments up right next to your work, it does allow you to continue to work without being interrupted and then check on them every now and again to see what people are saying. So I would recommend that as a workflow as well, because depending on how many people you have watching you do this, it could get somewhat distracting pretty easily. I can only imagine. So this concept I think that I have going on here is the right idea, but the shot is not good for what I want it to be. And I feel like this is the bane of the existence of editors everywhere, in that you want it to move, you have this vision for it moving up into the sky at the exact right time, and just it's not filmed to the liking of what you want it to be. And you can see what I was trying to do when I was shooting it as well, but I may have just not been able to pull it off. I don't know, we'll see if this works. Not bad. See, that I actually think might be closer to what would work for this part. Just because it's a different enough change and it gives the mind a little bit of time to relax and not try and focus on what is the story. I just want a really long crossfade into something else. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, this actually could work pretty well. Yeah. I do not like that. On you. All right, so this is another time where I will go back to the beginning and watch it all again. So you can see, if you're not an editor, just how long it takes to make something that's watchable. All right, cool. So that is actually, I think, perhaps a good place to stop for this demo. I am going to probably finish editing this music video through Watch Me Work over the next several days. And I think it's a good example of a spot for me to be able to use the site and continue to learn from the site and what I like about it. Hopefully this was helpful to you as a viewer, and I appreciate Eric, my brother, and John. Oh, and there's more people in here talking. I have some other friends here. What's wrong with Eric? So either a glitch in our feed here, or our code, or Eric did pass out on the keyboard. But that is for the time being. So hopefully this was helpful as a viewer. Please give a stream a try after you viewed this and let me know what you think in the feedback forms. I'm going to stop my stream now. Thank you guys so much for watching and giving this a go. Adios.